right, so in regards to today's practice, Larry Borum will be out. He's in the concussion protocol. So that was reported yesterday after practice. Desmond Trufant has a groin, so he'll be out. And all the other guys that we talked about, I've been talking about, there's no change with them. Like I said, today's going to be some short yardage and goal line live, so that'll really be our one live period. Everything else will be thud. The pads are on today, and we're rocking and rolling. So with that, I'll open up to questions.
I'm losing track. How many offensive linemen do you have in practice season?
I think we're at 9 or 10.
Maybe not enough even to do 5-on-5.
No, we're good. We're good there, and we just got to monitor the volume of reps when we're out there in the team. But this is part of that challenge of when you're at those numbers in some spots. It just happens to be the offensive line right now that we got to adapt and make sure that we're monitoring the amount of reps that they get when they're out there.
So Matt, who's going to be left tackle today when you guys head out there?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get out there where we're at with Juan. But it could be a couple different guys. It could be Alex Bars, right? It could be Arlington Hambright. So we'll see. We'll be able to. Here's again, right? What we've been talking about. It's an opportunity, and I know it's that's not what everybody wants to hear, but what is real is that, and that's where we're at today. So whoever's opportunity is today, we're going to get a shot to see him. And
you've gotten him for a couple of years, and you've had him in, I think, every single position at some point. What have you been able to see from him from that versatility over the years?
Probably his consistency at being able to be consistent at all those positions, if that makes any sense. I think you get a guy like that, like Alex, that has the versatility to help you out in these times. You saw what he did last year as a starter. He came in when we put that line together at the end of the year. He was a big part of that. So he's going to get some chances today, and he's going to continue to get that as we go and see what he can do.
At Family Fest, after probably like the third dust-up between the linemen, you came over, put all those guys together. Shortly thereafter, you pulled the whole team together. What did you say in both of those huddles?
I have to keep it was probably not G rated. So I just wanted to make my point to them that that's not what we do. We're a disciplined football team. We're brothers. We're family. And that's just that's important. I think we talk about it all the time. We want to be super competitive, but we don't want to be combative. There were some times where it got heated, probably too much. The good thing is our guys, they in the end, they respect each other. They know that. And I think the rest of the practice was great. We didn't have any more issues, and they understood my message loud and clear that it's done.
Matt, the league had a pretty long ramp-up period before you put the pads on. Given that, are you surprised this many guys are going now?
No, I think, I think for us, every year you always are a little bit concerned with the soft tissue injuries every year. And some years you're more fortunate than others. And this is just kind of a part of where we're at. We are 1 week into camp right now. There's a lot of time left. And I know it feels like there's not, but there is. So we gotta be able to adapt to that. And then just make sure, too, like with whatever injuries that we're getting or that we have, we don't want to sleep on that too. We want to make sure that we're aware of that. And if it's like we want to make sure that whatever we're doing throughout the day, nutrition, weight training, reps in practice, that's monitored and that we're doing the right stuff with that. And we feel like we are right now.
With Eddie Goldman, there was talk coming into camp that getting into football shape would be a priority. With the time that he's missing, what intensifies about that challenge, and are there things he can be doing where he's at now to just make sure that he's staying in?
Yeah, no, for sure. With him missing all the time he missed, to come back and show us what kind of football shape he was in when he was here makes me feel a lot better that now that he's gone for a little bit here, that he's going to be fine. I'm not worried about that. And I know he's definitely doing stuff to keep in shape, where he's at. So I'm not concerned because he came in here in really good shape.
Have you had any communication with him just in terms of his mindset and emotional mood going through this?
No, I haven't talked to him. Did you forget that I said he's hard to reach, man? You ain't getting in touch with him. You think I'm kidding? I'm not.
Can you fight him for that?
I probably should, but no, I'm just kidding. It can't do that. Nowadays, you text everybody, you get responses, you call them, they don't answer, right? That's this generation. My kids are the same way. So it is what it is. That's who he is, and he's not going to change, and I'm cool with that.
Did you at least hit like the thumbs up?
No. No.
You got 3 padded practices in a row.
Mm-hmm.
What are you hoping to learn or accomplish over these next 3 days that you maybe can't learn or accomplish without those pads on?
Well, I think number one, when you have that, I forget how many total reps. I think it's about 20 total reps, 20 reps between 3 teams, right? First team, second team, third team. So there's not a lot of reps, but the reps we get, we want to see now what's the mentality of these guys now that a lot of these guys haven't hit in a long time and haven't wrapped up ball security. We focus on ball security. We focus on making sure that now this thing is real, other than the quarterbacks, and there's no cutting or anything stupid like that. But we want to. It spices up the practice a little bit for a little bit, there. It spices it up, and I think it's just good mentally for the guys going into practice knowing it's going to get amped up a little bit. So that's probably the biggest thing when you go live.
Matt, with Jermaine Ifedi, is his injury something that might affect his start to the season, or because he's a veteran guy,
Yeah, I don't think so, Colleen. I think that he's going to be good there. But again, I'm always a little bit careful because you never know how the every day could be different with those soft tissue deals. But I feel pretty optimistic about him.
You're only a week in, but you're not that far away from an actual game. Is protecting your quarterback an issue? Does that have a potential issue? Do you have to change the way you do things? Can you run your offense?
I would say we probably have to see, Mark, as this goes here in the next 7 to 10 days before we get to that point of that game, who's out there, who it is, and then if we feel like we need to, we can, and that's just whatever we need to do there at that position. I feel more than fine that we'll be okay. If we need to protect somebody, we will.
Now, your linebacker depth is being tested right now.
Yeah.
Ogletree coming in, you've been around the league long enough to know what he was like at one time. What impressed you back then, and what do you see in a day?
Yeah, well, he's a nice-sized guy that has speed, and again, he has experience too. So when you get into these situations in training camp where you're looking for a little bit of depth, he helps out, and he came in second or third play yesterday, stepped in and had a pick, so that's always good. I think he failed with dunking the ball. Like, he tried to do some move and dunk it, so that was awful. But other than that, He's new, yeah. But everything's on tape, so we can crush him when we're watching tape in the team meeting. So he's got to improve that. But it was a good job intercepting the ball, and he's providing great depth and competition, and that's all we can ask for.
Now, what have you come to appreciate about Damien Williams since you've gotten him in the building and in the offense?
Yeah, he's been great. He understands the offense. There's some changes that we have versus what he's been through there, in particular in Kansas City. But him and David and Tariq, they've all really taken over that room, and they fit really well together. I mean, as far as the player on the field, I think it goes to show what he can do, not only as a ball carrier but as a pass catcher, and you see some of those one-on-one routes with those linebackers. I mean, he's rare with that, but at the same time, we're just trying to figure out how all that's going to go, and I'm really, really, really happy with the way he's handled his teammates, his coaches, and that's all we can ask for.
Yesterday, Jimmy Graham said that Justin Fields reminded him of Russell Wilson. When you hear that, knowing the appetite for that the fans have, when you hear that, do you not like those sorts of comparisons being made? Do you see where he's coming from? Do you see any of that?
Well, I guess so. With Jimmy, when he says that, now Jimmy's played with some pretty good quarterbacks, right? And when he makes a comparison like that, it's obviously going to, start something with the way people react. But for us, we understand how to temper that and how and what he's saying. And is he saying he's Russell Wilson? No, but he's saying he has some qualities and possibilities to be like him. He has some traits that remind him of that. So we love hearing that. There's nothing wrong with that. And I know Justin, but Justin is going to be Justin Fields. He's going to have his own way of what he wants to do. And so I guess my answer to all that would be we just understand how to temper that. But we also appreciate, because Russell's a heck of a quarterback, and he's had a lot of success, and he's a winner.
And Matt, that you're probably going to end up cutting a pretty good wide receiver. What's been your evaluation of that room so far throughout camp?
We've thrown a lot at them with things we're doing in this offense, a lot, and they've handled it well. So the mental side of it right now, we've challenged them. Physically, I think that when they get a chance to make plays, they got to make plays. cutting somebody that's good down the road is what we want to be in that issue. We want that problem every year. And I think like the competition we've created here has provided that, not just a wide receiver, but all positions. And so we'll see what happens here. It's all going to play itself out in the end. And then, but they make it tough on us.
Going back to Russell real quick, Justin talked about that after getting drafted. He mentioned about how in recent years he had watched more and more of Russell Wilson, and I think he sees some of those qualities too in himself. As a coach, I mean, how much do you go back and watch some of that tape with him, or is that something you encourage from the coaching standpoint?
So that's something, yeah, that I would encourage it for him if he has somebody that he likes to watch because of certain reasons, whether it's scheme, whether it's the traits that Russell has versus what Justin has. I love that. But I'm not going to be able to go and watch tape of Russell with Justin. That's going to be something that he has to do on his own. If there's things that we do that he likes or that Andy likes or that, these quarterbacks that fit what we're doing, and there's something where, Russell did that play and it can help Justin because he likes him and his style of game, then we'll do it. But all these guys growing up, they all have somebody they look up to, all of them. And that's important. And I think probably the biggest thing that you see with Justin and making that comparison is just the competitiveness and inner drive to be great that Russell has, and the winner. That's there's some similarities there.
Man, we saw you guys doing some red zone work inside the 10-yard line yesterday. Just in the offseason, what was kind of the self-scouting and some of the things you were kind of looking at in that area? And then what did you see yesterday at practice?
I thought yesterday was a good day. I thought the guys, we got a lot of reps in 7-on, and it's a little bit of a disadvantage for the DBs unless it's 7-on-10 and they have 10 guys out there, then it's a little not a disadvantage for them. But I thought they did great, both sides, honestly. And so our emphasis is that when we get in that red zone is we got to make sure that whether it's running the football, passing the football, we got to come away with 6. And so I think schematically, where are we at? Where have we been at? How do we get better? And you have to practice it. You have to talk about it all the time. You can't just say it and then try to expect it to happen. So we're doing a lot of red zone. We did a lot of red zone in the rookie camp. We're doing a lot of red zone the rest of the way. And all we can do is just put stuff on tape and teach off of that so that we can improve and get better there.
Thank you.
Good? All right.